That's in your weight class.
Definitely.
What do you think about him?
Oh, he's very, very talented. He's unproven, but he's very talented.
Yeah.
The eye test.
The boxing world is buzzing after a major call-out. Rising star Jaron "Boots" Ennis has set his sights on Terence "Bud" Crawford, who is widely considered one of the best fighters of his generation.
That's the fight that everybody wants to see. Yeah. I want to do it.
Do you respect him as, like, when he's like, I got a couple fights left, I'm at the end, I'm only trying to get mega fights, so...
I understand it, but don't lie or kept to the net and make it seem like I had the opportunity to fight you and I didn't. I never did. You know what I'm saying? And then that one time that I did, we said, they called, and we said, never heard nothing else back about it. So,
right.
I mean, I respect it, though. I mean, get your money. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing. But don't be capping on the net.
This time, Crawford gave a much firmer response and directly addressed the call-out in a way that shifted the entire conversation. This is not just another challenge between fighters. It could become a major fight for the future of boxing. With the 26-year-old Ennis targeting the 38-year-old Crawford, the big question is whether Bud still has the hunger to remain at the top.
Terence Crawford against Jaron Ennis, for me, is the best fight in American boxing. But it needs to be a payday for Crawford that would get him interested, because Crawford knows how good Boots is. And I'm not saying that Crawford thinks he's going to lose to Boots, but he knows that is a real fight. But for me, Boots is the new Crawford. We've just got to go out and get the fights to show how great.
During a recent Showtime Sports Live interview, Jaron "Boots" Ennis openly challenged Terence Crawford and said he wants the fight made without any more talk. Ennis has mentioned Crawford before, but this call-out carried more weight after Crawford defeated Canelo Alvarez and became the first three-division undisputed champion. With Crawford still at the center of attention after that historic win, Ennis used the moment to put himself forward as his next major challenger.
You gotta lean more towards Canelo, because like I said before, he been putting big guys out and down, and Canelo not even really a 68 pounder. He probably really should be at 60 maybe, and he been hurting these guys. I think he be dropping these guys and things like that. So, and them guys be way bigger than him come fight night. I know that for sure. They be probably close to 200 pounds, and he dropping those guys like that. So, I don't know. It's gonna be a great fight. The fans want to see it. So, so be it.
Ennis is not just seeking another big fight. He is targeting Crawford's reputation and legacy. Boots comes into this moment unbeaten at 34-0 with 30 knockouts after controlling most of his opponents. Still, his biggest question is the lack of a truly elite name like Crawford on his record. Ennis knows that, and this is why the challenge carries real weight, because he is calling out the toughest test of his career.
Beat this guy. It's his excuse. I beat this guy. He's too young or whatever. So I'm never really going to get my full respect until afterwards. Yes, it's a lot of people that's changing their narrative. Like, man, y'all watching something great right now, and we not appreciating it. And it's sad to say that we waking up at the tail end of his career. We really didn't realize it until now, when he's like doing extraordinary stuff, like going up 2 weight classes to fight the best fighter in that division, the number one guy that's the face of boxing. And the way that I handled that, people like, oh man, something had to be wrong. Canelo had to be washed, or Canelo just wasn't in it. I see people saying, oh, Turkey paid for Canelo to lose, so I just think, when you that much better than the competition, people not going to give you credit until they sit down and look at it and just be like, man, that dude was good.
Crawford was in Omaha celebrating his latest victory when Ennis's call-out began spreading rapidly online. Fans immediately pushed for a Crawford versus Boots fight in 2027, with many viewing it as a clash between two different generations. When reporters asked Crawford about the challenge, he simply smiled and paused before giving an answer that shifted the entire conversation.
Consider going back down to 154 and face Jaron Ennis, the guy who prepared Canelo Alvarez for this fight.
No, I ain't going down 154.
Crawford did not dodge the challenge or dismiss Ennis's comments. He responded firmly and pointed out that many fighters are mentioning his name only after his historic achievement. Crawford questioned where those same voices were when he was looking for major opponents. He added that calling for a fight is not enough because reaching the top requires proving yourself and earning the opportunity.
Boots Ennis is in your weight class.
Definitely.
What do you think about him?
Oh, he's very, very talented. He's unproven, but he's very talented.
Yeah.
The eye test tells it all. You know, he's got the it, you know, but we haven't seen him against any elite fighter. We've never seen him tested. So until then, you know, we just going to keep saying, oh, Boots, 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 until he meet that fighter that's going to test him.
Is that a fight that you would be interested in?
Nah, it just don't make sense right now in my career. Like I said, like, especially money-wise, don't nobody really know Boots, but
right.
I'm looking for bigger and better challenges like Canelo.
You're just looking for the big ones.
Yeah.
The big fish.
Yeah.
Fish fry.
That definitely. Them the guys I'm looking for. Yeah.
Crawford was not insulting Boots, but stressing that a championship opportunity must be earned rather than simply requested. Ennis has youth speed and power, while Bud has years of experience and elite ring intelligence. Crawford's coach Brian Bomac McIntyre also appears confident about the future. Speaking to Fight Hub TV, he said Terence still has more fights ahead, and now the focus is finding the right opponent.
Trainer, do you feel like he should just sell off into the sunset after this monumental
well,
win?
You know what? They made it look so easy. You know what I'm saying? Got 2-3 more in this. You know what I'm saying? Train camp will try harder.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Do you think a move to 160 would make sense?
I mean, if you want to do it, you know, it'd be a challenge. If you want to challenge yourself, yeah, I don't mind.
After conquering 3 divisions and defeating Canelo Crawford's team, knows just how valuable he has become. Bud now stands among boxing's biggest names, and the situation has completely changed. After spending years pursuing elite opponents, Crawford is now the fighter everyone else wants to challenge.
Feel that Jaron Ennis against Terence Crawford is the fight. And that can be at 54, it can be at 60. You know, obviously we've got Lima to take care of first, but that for me is one of the great, you know, crossover fights, because Boots is the changing of the guard guy. Crawford's the guy that's been there and done it all and just proved, you know, that he's still very much...
Crawford versus Boots could be more than a normal fight, and maybe one of boxing's most anticipated matchups. Their styles are completely different. Crawford relies on precision, patience, timing, and smart movement while switching stances to control the action. Ennis brings speed, pressure, and strong combinations from both sides, while constantly forcing opponents to react. It would be a battle between calculated technique and relentless aggression.
We like watching now. Terence Crawford, one of my favorites to watch now. I love Terence Crawford, and you know, I like to watch NUA too. NUA can fight. And you know who else I like to watch though? I like to watch Boots.
Oh, okay.
Boots, yeah. I love watching Boots. Boots got game.
I love fighter.
People don't understand Boots got game. You know what I'm saying? Boots, every now and then he mess on defense a little bit, but Boots got game.
Boots versus Terence Crawford.
Now, Boots hasn't proven himself enough to tell me for me to say that he gonna beat Terence Crawford, because Terence Crawford is a different kind of animal. You feel me? Proven stud. You understand where I'm coming from? But Boots, if anybody could be Bud in the future, it would probably be a Boots, because Boots got enough tools to be in it.
That contrast is what makes the fight so compelling, with 2 fighters bringing very different styles, strategies, and methods into the ring.
Who they are cancels out each other as far as height. You know, they both switch hitters, lift, and everything. All of that cancels out each other. So they are literally the same people pretty much. The only difference is Crawford done been in the big stage against big fighters so many times. And also with age, he didn't beat up his body, so his age is actually good. He got the grown man strength. He not just grown man strength, but he built on top of that. Like, look at him at 135. He was a little scrawny dude. He wasn't a big dude. Now look at him. He ripped up everything. He's strong. So sure. I feel like he got everything, has all the experience, all the knowledge. So I gotta go with Crawford.
For years, fans have wanted top fighters to face each other while they are still at their best. And Crawford has helped set a different example. He stopped Errol Spence when both were elite, and later moved up to beat Canelo at super middleweight. Those wins were more than achievements because they showed what fans can expect from the sport's best fighters.
Saw you before the fight, the Crawford-Canelo fight, and you had a Cavs hat on. This time you've got a GOAT hat on. Is that how you're feeling? I know it says Muhammad Ali, but is that how you're feeling about Bud's performance, about his whole career?
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling that way, man. Go. Greatest of all time, man. You gotta give it to him. You gotta give it to him. You gotta give it to his coaches. Not just me, Saul Red, Bernie, Chet, nutritionists, everybody played a part.
Canelo said he's way better than Mayweather. What do you think to that?
Who, Terence?
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Of course he is.
Fans now expect Crawford to take on only meaningful opponents rather than easy matchups. At 38 years old, he may have just a few major fights left, and Boots could provide the kind of challenge fans want to see. Before retiring, Crawford could face another top name instead of taking simple tune-ups. His reputation was built by accepting difficult fights and chasing the best.
Bud always been like that. But I request he's south. You know what I'm saying? He's south.
You think there's anything left for him, coach, or is it time for Bud to move on? Or
I'm trying to figure out who he gonna fight next.
160, you can see him fight 160.
I wouldn't do nothing crazy. He looked at excellent. He looked at excellent.
Is there anybody most from
No, I'm trying to figure out what their team gonna do next. I want to see what's
he's
next.
talking about 160, coach. I mean, the only thing down there is maybe like a middleweight tournament, 2 fights undisputed, something like that. But if not that, then what for Bud?
Who?
Well, they were talking about Jaron Ennis going to 160.
If he go to 160, then we got another mega fight.
You think that's a mega fight?
I don't know that yet, but I've said, and the boxing fans that know boxing would say that's another mega fight.
What makes Crawford different is his focus on real competition. In a sport where headlines often dominate the conversation, he continues to prioritize challenging fights and proving himself against the best.
I can't really keep up with him. He was too fast. His feet, footwork was too good.
Do you think the scores was right on, or do you think maybe it was a little more towards Bud?
What was the scorecards?
115, 113, 116, 112.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah?
I feel like Bud damn near basically went every round, so
yeah.
But yeah, that's about right. You can say that.
Now, with this accomplishment, Keyshawn, is he on the Mount Rushmore of boxers?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah?
3-time undisputed. Mm-hmm. He just beat Canelo.
Yeah.
The face of boxing. So now you can say Bud is the face of boxing.
Greatest of all time, or?
Greatest of all time.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it can never be one great, but he definitely one of the greatest of all time, for sure.
Boxing has increasingly become focused on entertainment and major spectacles. Jake Paul is now scheduled to face Gervonta Davis in an exhibition fight.
If you like that YouTube fake boxing stuff, cool. If you're a real boxing fan who doesn't like that, I feel them on that. But as a boxer, if your heart's not in it, go get your money. I mean, at the end of the day, it's you in there and nobody else. So go get your money if your heart's not in it. But if you're fighting for legacy, that's not the way to go. That should be like your last fight. Yeah, the last thing you do. If you're trying to, build a legacy. But I don't think he chases legacy no more. Like, he even said he's not the face of boxing.
Floyd Mayweather is also coming out of retirement to face Mike Tyson in another major pay-per-view event. These matchups can feel more like entertainment than serious competition because they focus on famous names and spectacle rather than meaningful stakes.
Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather is happening. What the f*** is going on? This is where boxing is in 2025. And listen, I'm not going to complain because I understand the layout of things. We already had Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. We have Jake Paul, Gervonta Tank Davis. This feels like the Temu version of it. And that sounds crazy because we have two of the greatest of all time about to participate in this, but both of them are about 30 years past their sell-by date in an exhibition bout in which their weights will be 60 to 70 to 80 pounds different. If you got on board with Jake and Mike, it was because at least they were going to weigh the same. I don't even know what to think. Someone on Twitter said it perfectly. Either everybody in the world is going to want to watch this or 10,000 people will watch it. Probably both men want a shit ton of money and they're being promised a shit ton of money, but
Crawford is focused on building a legacy that money cannot buy. He does not need celebrity opponents or comeback stories to attract attention. His fights speak for themselves because he has earned his place among boxing's best through real competition.
To be honest, when I set my sights on doing something and I know what I'm capable of, it's not like a surprise to me. It's a surprise to y'all because y'all didn't believe me, but for me, I knew I could do it, and I believed that I could do it. I just needed the opportunity.
Terence, when did you know that you were going to beat him? Over here on your left.
When he signed the contract.
He seemed to focus mostly on body punches, and you were hitting him in the head a lot. Was it your reach that gave you the advantage?
It was everything. He wasn't hitting the body or anything. He was hitting my elbow because I was blocking it, but I think I was the better man.
He is not chasing easy money. His goal is to leave behind a lasting legacy. That is what sets Crawford apart today. He represents a traditional approach to boxing where skill comes before social media fame, and championships mean more than sponsorship deals.
Who's better out of those two, Crawford or Mayweather?
I think Crawford is better, bigger. Like he's actually moving weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather's really good too, though. You can knock him as well. He's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because he's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's definitely a technician. I mean, like Crawford said, Mayweather has his era, and Crawford, this is his era.
That is why veteran fighters such as Shane Mosley and Roy Jones Jr. continue to respect Crawford. They see him as more than a successful boxer because he represents the competitive side of the sport. While others focus on making boxing a bigger entertainment, Spectacle Crawford keeps showing why skill and strategy matter. With his career nearing its final stage, every opponent and decision now carries greater weight.
That makes a whole lot of sense. And the fight that stylistically will be, oh my goodness, is a fight between Terence Crawford and Jaron Boots Ennis. I think that's going backwards. But
for Terence,
to that point, Jaron doesn't have the kind of accolades. He doesn't sell to the mass and all these. So this fight was perfect timing for both these guys.
Both teams are closely watching the situation. No deal has been signed yet, but the growing discussion suggests the fight could happen around mid-2026.
I'm trying to tell you, 154, man, it's mine. 154 is mine, and they're gonna see, and they're gonna see, and just stay tuned. And like I said, when I handle business October 11th, we're gonna see.
I thought Terence fought a virtuoso fight. Terence never let Canelo get into a rhythm. Terence never allowed Canelo to get anything going, and I didn't think he could do it for 12 rounds. I thought that the first 3 or 4 rounds were going to be difficult for Canelo for that reason, but Terence was able to do it for 12 rounds, and in the later part of the fight, he kind of pushed the fight more than I think people expected, which is the mark of a superstar, man.
The main obstacle is weight. Crawford has settled in well at 168, while Boots has fought at 147. A possible meeting at 160 could solve the gap and give Crawford a chance to make history by chasing undisputed status in a 4th division. Crawford remains unbeaten at 42-0 and already owns 3 undisputed championships.
I think you gotta lean more towards Canelo because, like I said before, he been putting big guys out and down, and Canelo not even really a 68 pounder. He probably really should be at 60 maybe, and he been hurting these guys. I think he be dropping these guys and things like that. So, and them guys be way bigger than him come fight night. I know that for sure. They be probably close to 200 pounds, and he dropping those guys like that. So, I don't know. It's gonna be a great fight. The fans want to see it. So, so be it. I think Crawford should take a warm up fight. At like 60 or like at least at 60, just to get his body, to fill into somebody a little bit bigger, and things like that. I know when you go up a weight, you gotta, develop that power and not develop the power, but like put that muscle on and be heavy and things like that. So he might not want to take a fight because he's trying to build up right now, but I think he should just to stay sharp and that way he don't have like a long layoff.